What is happening, AJ Game Dude here, and we are going to be talking about how Rocksteady is apparently going to be laying off staff after the sort of failure of Suicide Squad, and this is an article by James Batchelor at gamesindustry.biz. So if you like the sort of, news, video game news and things like that along those lines, or just anything else that I make, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I am aiming for 300 subs by the end of the year, so just kind of putting that out there. And let's actually talk about it. So, we all know that Suicide Squad has failed immensely. The fact of the matter is that they're not getting as many players. In fact, I think, let's actually have a look at the Steam charts. Steam charts for Suicide Squad. I'm pretty sure they're not actually doing particularly well at the moment. What was it, Steam charts or Steam DB that most people generally tend to use? Here we go. So it is Steam charts. So with an all-time peak of 13k, playing in the last, about 3 minutes ago, 60 people. Last 24-hour peak, 147. And just kind of like looking at the numbers overall, like they're not looking too good. In fact, it's just been a downward trend since launch, and has kind of just been that way for the most part. So yeah, I say not a lot of people are playing. We're just using Steam charts, I think it was, as just sort of like a litmus test to just kind of give an idea of like, okay, what are we looking at on PC, but also it can't possibly be faring much better on other platforms, so to speak. So it's really just trying to get a heartbeat on the potential situation. But it's worth pointing out that Suicide Squad is considered a massive failure due to lack of players. The amount of updates that are coming out aren't really bringing in that many individuals to come in or to come back and keep playing. And even with the game itself being very heavily discounted to a point where it might as well be, you know what, I don't think I've actually seen it cheaper than 50% off. So maybe it's not cheap enough for me to buy, but it certainly has gone on sale multiple times to the point where it does seem like it's just not being picked up by a lot of people. So forget trying to buy, get new players to buy the game. Old players just aren't, coming back at all. So that's very, very unfortunate. Whether it be, like the Mrs. Freeze update or the Jonkler update, I should say. It just doesn't seem to be doing all that well at all. And the fact of the matter is that Warner Bros. Did actually talk about how Suicide Squad has actually cost them $200 million in terms of its actual cost to develop, and then on top of that, the fact that they weren't able to make that money back. So let's actually look at this article and see what kind of layoffs we're looking at regarding Rocksteady. So Rocksteady Studios is reportedly the latest studio to suffer a round of layoffs following the poor performance of Suicide Squad Kill Justice League earlier this year, which, surprisingly enough, came out this year in February. Bet you didn't realize that. Sources told our sister site Eurogamer, so this is all kind of within the same umbrella of sites. But yeah, pretty much Eurogamer has a scoop that multiple departments have been affected, with the QA team among the hardest that are hit. And that's always very unfortunate, because in order to make sure that a game is running properly after all of the development is done for it, QA is usually one of the more important aspects of it. So the fact that QA is the one that gets hit the hardest every single time when there is some level of layoffs going on, it sucks. It's very, very unfortunate to see and hear. According to the report, this department has been halved from 33 members of staff to just 15. Eurogamer sources and said senior management had acknowledged that product quality is likely to suffer. Really? You don't say. When you decrease possible quality control, you're probably not going to have as much quality anymore. I wonder how that works. But yeah, so the fact of the matter is that with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, they were very much suffering from a lack of quality in the game anyways. So the fact of the matter is, it's just going to get worse, seemingly, from what we're looking at here. Now, yeah, so pretty much just a little quick summary of stuff that's happened. Warner Bros. Acknowledged that shortly after launch, Suicide Squad fell short of expectations. Of course, that's in relation to the fact that they lost $200 million on this game. The company's studios businesses, which encompass TV, film, and games, took a $200 million. Okay, this is the $200 million hit that I was referring to, with Suicide Squad cited as a key factor. So maybe not completely because of Suicide Squad, but definitely a significant majority of it must have come from here. And games revenue declining 41%, given that last year Warner Bros. Did release Hogwarts Legacy, which was the most successful game and the highest selling game of last year. So very much worth talking about that as well. So yeah, this is very much an unfortunate and sad state of affairs for Suicide Squad Killed Justice League. Equal parts for Rocksteady, the game itself, and also Warner Bros. And it's surprisingly, or unsurprisingly, I should say, is worth pointing out that Warner Bros. Is very much trying to lean in on the live service model even now. So either they're willingly digging their own grave or digging the graves of others, because the people at Warner Bros., those execs are not going to be losing their jobs. But you know who are? The people who are making the games that were made by the decision-making prowess of the executive class that fall in Warner Brothers specifically. Sucky situation all around, and this is definitely bad news. Bad news bears for the game, for the developers, probably not the publishers, but that's really just a matter of time before quality starts to really dip. But let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Do you still actually play Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? And if so, why? I'm genuinely curious. If you are actually playing this game, I really want to know why. And if you're not playing it, well, the answer is significantly more obvious. But with that being said, like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 300 subs by the end of the year. I do have a Patreon link in the description below, so if you want to toss a few bucks my way to help support the channel, you can absolutely do it that way. But with all of that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.